So here we are again.
Welcome, friends.
Yeah. Welcome to 2023.
We're now we're way past like Back to the Future, right? What year is that?
Oh, that's a good question. Isn't it like 2012 or something like that?
Really?
I think so.
Whoa, man, future.
Where are the flying cars? That's what I want to know.
Yeah,
And the hoverboards.
yeah. Good call.
That's what they promised us.
Yeah, the hoverboards do exist. They're really
That's what
expensive.
Robert Zemeckis promised.
Yes, the prophet Zemeckis.
So what have we got today? Um, well, I'll answer my own question. I did an
Please.
interview with an amazing sculpture artist, ceramic artist called Eri Maeda. She's based in Paris and she makes just beautiful. Well, her brand is actually interesting because it's this whole balance between art and commerce that we come back to quite a lot on this podcast. So, yeah, we spoke a bit about that in the interview. But she makes beautiful kind of artistic sculptures as well as homewares, so vases and planters and things like that can be actually put into use
Cool.
around the home. So yeah, it's an interesting interview. We talk a lot about body image and how that factors in to her work.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's definitely art is such an important forum to be able to express ideas and ways of seeing society and ways of understanding reality and sort of presenting it in a kind of more abstract way, which is a little bit easier to palate, isn't it, than just being, having a preachy something do it. Not that I'm saying her work is preachy at all, but I think that these types of topics can be contentious, controversial, and I think when it's done visually and when it's done in an art form, it can be very powerful because we can all, regardless of our language or our culture, we can all engage and get something from it.
Mm. And I think the fact that it's right there in the home as well it means it's normalizing different body shapes and that kind of thing. And yeah, it just feels so modern, so innovative. But yeah, we talk a lot about all of this in the interview.
Great. Well, thanks for being here with us. Enjoy. We will see you next time. We are working on some other exciting things that we'll
Yeah.
be sharing very soon. And we're just wishing you some big hugs and love for whatever is going on for you right now. So, big love.
Big love, self love.
So, my name is Eri Maeda. I'm Japanese. I'm a ceramic artist, self-love artist, but that's how I call myself. And I'm based in Paris since 2 years and a half. And what I love about about my work is I really want to break the standard, especially beauty standards. And this work is really part of my self-love journey because I really hated myself. I didn't really like about myself before. And then this is the project, and I've seen that my friends and my family really loved my work, so I started to expand, and here we are.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So going into kind of where this mission came from, then, you said you struggled with your own body image. Do you want to talk about that a bit, and like how that led you to sculpture, and what that journey looked like?
Yeah. So it's maybe an Asian culture or a Japanese culture. Um, you don't really, you can't really receive compliments. So maybe it's the same in internationally, but if your friends say like, "Oh, I love your hair. Oh, I love your eyes. I love your jacket," you say, "Oh no, it was 10 euro," or "Oh no, we never say thank you. We never receive it." And that's a little bit of background to that. So, and we also have tatemae. It means things you're supposed to say to be nice, or it's a manner. And I really don't know if it's things you're supposed to say or you really think that what you're saying. And growing up, I didn't really receive compliments you know, from parents, which I think it's normal in Asian family or Japanese family. That was my childhood. So I really didn't have so much confidence in me. And that leads to my body figure also as well. So I didn't think that I was beautiful because I didn't see my body size or my face feature inside of medias, TV shows, magazine, advertising. So you kind of manipulated by media that this is what beauty looks like, and if you are not, you need to be that. And I was not, and I tried. I was trying to lose weight. I tried to do a lot of makeup to make my eyes bigger, and I couldn't reach these standards. And it was not possible because my body structure, because of my feature of my face, it's not just possible to be that. And I discovered that all the media is advertising TV show. It's just to make money in a really, really simple way. So in the advertising, they say, "Oh, you are not beautiful enough. You're not good enough. So pay this money to look beautiful. Buy this mascara to make your eyes bigger. Get this plastic surgery to be skinny." So it's really a money making world, and I thought that why would I follow these beauty standards and suffer myself, and why don't I just be normal like everybody else? So I really want to break the standards, beauty standards, disputing standards, and that's why I started to create body. At first, I was just like trying ceramic, and I started to make butt shape ceramic just for fun. And my friend loved it, and I started notice all my shape that I'm creating is not inside a beauty standard, quote unquote. So I'm making something that are not considered beautiful, and I loved it. I'm like, F these beautiful beauty standards, you know? I want to just like break it. And then that's how I really, really started to make uh, normal body shape that are not normalized in the media.
obviously growing up in an Asian family, Japanese family, but I feel like so much of what you said is relatable to like Western audiences as well, especially the not being able to take compliments. I mean, like I really identify with that definitely. And I think it's also just to do with our conditioning as women, just being conditioned to be kind of coy and like, oh no, I don't look that good or whatever, So
Exactly.
obviously, the female spirit is a big part of your work as well. And it's about uplifting all different body types and, so how much of that is a part of your brand, would you say, like women and female spirit?
Mm. I didn't really think about gender as a woman. I really thought about like a beauty standards. It's really applied to men too. Like all the men have to have a muscle thing is a big thing for men too. But all I create, like right now, I'm creating female feature because I am a woman and I want to start somewhere, so I'm making women's body shape. But it also really applies to all the genders. And we have um they and them, and they're not entitled to one gender. So even though my body shape is woman, I really want to speak about all the standards, beauty standards to apply to all the genders.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I suppose there has been more of a movement towards body positivity for women, like you say, in recent years, especially. But yeah, you're right. Men and non-binary people, gender non-conforming people are sort of left out of that conversation, aren't they? So do you think that will come into your work more in the future?
Yes, I'm trying to speak about that in more abstract way because if I make it non-abstract, it's really you see the gender. And I don't think we don't in the future we really don't talk about gender. We don't talk about because I'm a woman, because I'm a man, because I am trans. I think it's gonna be gender neutral because everybody has to be equal to equal.
Mm. Yeah, there's more of a move towards that in fashion, isn't there, with like gender inclusive clothing. So it makes sense that that would translate into what you're doing as well,
Yeah.
into art and sculpture and
Yeah, sculpture is one of the steps to widen my message and passion and the mission. Yeah.
So when you're creating your sculptures, are you, because I'm interested in this balancing of like art and commerce. So are you making products to sell, to be, replicated on a larger scale? Are you thinking about that when you're creating?
So I have two things that I wanted to kind of accomplish. So one, my art, functional art. So vase, cup, everything that you use every day. So it reminds you about my mission. It reminds you about body neutrality. It reminds you about normalize stretch mark, normalize cellulite, normalize big thigh. There's no gap between your legs. It's okay to not to have it. So that's really daily reminder that you can afford as a functional art. And non-functional art like sculpture, this is to really to reach out as many people as possible to talk about breaking the standards. So that's like two ways that I'm approaching with my art.
So the non-functional art, is that more to go in like galleries or, as that kind of use of art?
That's my goal. Yeah, I would love to. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great. So are you selling your work in shops in Paris at the moment, or is it online? How does it work with that?
So I've reached out the boutiques in Paris, and I'm selling three local shops in Paris, and also on my online website. Yeah.
Well, it's a great place to be selling art, isn't it, Paris? I'm sure you're in good company. There's just so much amazing art going on there.
Yes, it's amazing, and all the other ceramic artists are also amazing too.
Mm.
And I really have a conversation with the customers when I stand at the pop-up events, and this one woman walked in and she said she's a mother and she has a daughter that she recently don't love her about herself and don't love about her body, and she wanted to feel her beautiful, so she selected the vase that looks like her. And I thought that was a beautiful connection between mother and daughter and how to communicate. I mean, they already talk about how she was not comfortable with her body, and the approach she took was to gift her this vase that looks like her. So I feel like it was really, really beautiful for her to do that. And I really loved the conversation with her.
Mm.
Yeah. In Japan, I remember when I do pop-up, um, a lot of people look for a vase that they admire or they want it to be.
Mm.
But in Paris, I feel like they look for a vase that looks like them. And
Yeah,
it's
that's really
very
interesting.
interesting, yeah, to
Mm.
see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose we're just bombarded with body image all the time, aren't we? And I feel like Instagram definitely adds to that whole toxic beauty standards with the filters and everything like that. Um, but yeah, it's interesting what you're saying about the mother and daughter, because I feel like a lot of our bodily insecurity gets kind of passed on to us from our mothers. So that's like a really nice subversion of that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
healing that generational kind of body image issues.
Yeah.
Um,
That's my one of my hope too, that if mothers buy or my generation buys my ceramics and put it on their apartment or living room and anywhere that they can see and grow up, and they think that this is normal. I don't think I can beat the mass communication advertising in a train, but at least you have this normalized body shape base at your home.
mm. So I wanted to talk a bit about your process then. What does your process look like when you're creating something new, kind of from idea up until conception and the finished piece?
So women based, I this is really based on real women in the real world. So I look for brands that are body neutrality brands. I look for lounge wear or underwear brands that are inclusive for size. so I can see their body type and shape, and that I make that into the vase. So it's like really based on a real woman. Yeah. And for the sculpture, orgasm sculpture, I was really I my idea was the initial idea was I really wanted to talk about sex education and self pleasure. And it seems like I don't know, maybe it's old. Now it's changed, but if you have a vibrator, you are a whore, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so taboo, isn't it?
Yeah, and if you like sex, you you can't like sex if you're a woman. You can't like it. I mean, if you're a guy, if you like sex, it's normal or it's more masculine. It may be better. But if you're a woman, you can't like sex. If you like sex, you are slut.
Mm.
That's like the message I received from a social, societal uh, pressure, kind of. But it's really normal to have a self pleasure, and it's really good for your mind, and it's really good for it's the self care. Really, it's part of like self care. So I really wanted to normalize having an orgasm or liking sex as a woman. And that's where I came up like, how do I visualize orgasm? And I started to sketch the form of orgasm, and I thought about the color. To do that, I had a lot of orgasm.
Great. Amazing. You need that
Yeah.
inspiration.
Yeah. Yeah, my first vibrator was I was my friend gifted me when I got married.
Oh,
That
wow.
was my first, and I never had it before because I thought I shouldn't have it. I don't know
Mm.
why, but um, and it was amazing, and I really tried to speak about that. That's why I created this kind of organic form, and every piece is different because every orgasm is different. And I colored it the warm kind of red and yellow, like vivid. That was my orgasm color. And it's interesting on through Instagram that people tell me, "Oh, my orgasm is blue. My orgasm is purple." And everybody has a different color. And I asked like, which shape is more orgasm for your orgasm? Everybody like different shape of orgasm. So like it's not just me, weird person, to visualize orgasm. They can do it. And then it's so interesting. Men cannot do it because it's too quick. Their
Oh,
orgasm is just too
okay.
quick that they really need to focus on the color and the shape. But it's really quick. But women orgasm, I think it's really long. I think it depends on people, but more long, so you can really focus on the shape and color. And that was a really interesting conversation
Yeah,
about
I've
the
never thought
piece.
of it. I've never thought of it that way. I guess maybe a man, it would be like a splash of paint on a canvas, like a quick.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love the orgasm sculptures. It would be a good way to get other people involved, perhaps to like make their own sculptures in workshops, or to teach people how to do it because it's like you say, everyone is different.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to have a different idea of what that looks like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a great message to put out there anyway. It's self-pleasure and just to talk about it as well is amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. So what are your plans for the orgasm sculpture series? Are you gonna do more of them or maybe take requests?
I want to I want to collect the story about their first orgasm or the great orgasm they had and try to make it shape or color so I can put it in my artwork. And if they are okay, I would name the each piece as their name, Jade.
Mm.
August
I would
Jade,
love one.
you know.
I would love that. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, it would
maybe
be,
some people are a bit shy, but that's, or I was also thinking the different type of orgasm that can put it in shape, like, or like something like, when you can't fall asleep, you try to have orgasm and fall asleep. So
mm.
like late night piece or morning quickie piece or library sex piece or I don't know, like a different situation. That would be fun too. It's
Yeah.
just like overall bigger picture is like you can like sex. Women can like sex. That's that's like the big message I wanted to say, that you don't have to act like you don't like it, you know.
Mm.
You don't have to
Yeah.
fit in this society social pressure or in the box of like what women should be.
Yeah. Well, I think for me, it's just like no one ever talked about female orgasm. Like I didn't have any kind of education around that. I didn't know about masturbation or, like you say, like vibrators. There's just like a big wall of silence around that. I mean, you kind of heard about male orgasm, but not so much female. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it was never talked about. It was like, at the school they talk about sex education, but they really scientifically, anatomically saying. Um, so I don't remember. I didn't remember how to make babies.
Mm,
They have the chart that this is semen goes in, but like how do they go in? I never seen the penis in the textbook.
mm. Yeah.
So it was really censored. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and like the clitoris is just never mentioned at all. It's just the woman's body is
It's
just
just
for making a
there.
baby. Yeah, it's just this silent thing. Don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I suppose the clitoris has quite a sculptural quality in itself, doesn't it? You see like diagrams of it. It's kind of beautiful in a sculptural way.
Yeah. It's
But
beautiful.
yeah, I love the idea of stories of people's orgasms. I'm a writer, and so that really interests me, that idea
Yeah.
of
Mhm.
combining like the visual and the language, of stories.
Yeah, that would be my biggest project maybe. If anyone is up for it, because it's kind of intimate story. So if anyone is up for it, I would have the story and photographed my ceramic that is based on the story. And that would be a
Mm.
beautiful setup.
Yeah, I'd be up for it.
You can be the first
I would love that.
one.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll gather the stories and you can turn them into beautiful art.
Yes. I'm really bad at writing. I can't. My ability at writing is really, really low, like a kindergarten level. So that's
I'm
why
sure
I
it's
make
not.
shape. No, really, really. The copywriting or like something, the words, I am really struggle. That's why I need to make something visual so that it can talk for me.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if we are together, I think we are like best.
Yeah, dream team.
Yeah.
No, I love that idea. I have like a feminist journal that I run, so I invite work from people, from all over the world. So yeah, it's the power of stories is just amazing, isn't it? And then to translate that into
Amazing.
visual art as well.
Yeah.
So have you always been into sculpture? Did you train in sculpture, or is it just something that maybe started as a hobby and developed?
It started as a hobby, definitely. I was a graphic designer and art director in in marketing company and also the brands company. So I was kind of hungry to create for my own, not for others, not for the clients. So I started ceramic, but I really wanted to just make butts shape. So first time I went to the ceramic classroom and I told the teacher, I said, I really want to make butts. Can you teach me how to make butts? And then thankfully she did the sculpture too. So she knew how to make body shape. So she taught me. And that's how I practiced. So I really didn't make any other than butts with a ceramic. Really, I never made simple cup or something. So if I were told to make a cup, I can't because I always make butts. Yeah.
Gotta go to what you're interested in.
Yeah. And the butt, after 100 bases of butt, I started to make up until neck, so include the boobs, and start to develop small pieces to big pieces, and that's how it evolved. And organ sculpture making is really same process as a butt. You stuck the clay on top, and then I have the shape in my mind, and I start to create. And sometimes clay wants to go a different direction. I follow the clay, and I follow the clay and make the shape. Yeah.
So it's kind of an intuitive process then. You're just sort of letting the clay shape itself almost.
Yeah.
It's quite similar to writing in a way, because it's, you create a character and then you let them sort of guide you through the story.
Oh, beautiful.
What are your kind of goals then for your business, for your brand, for your artistic development? What are you looking for in the future?
So it was interesting conversation I had with someone who visited my vernissage last week, and she saw my sculpture orgasm, and she told me I shouldn't name orgasm because maybe there's no freedom to the audience what this sculpture about. And she asked me, do you want to make money out of this? Then you shouldn't title this. Maybe no title is a title. And I asked myself, I never thought about it, but I don't care about the money. I mean, money is really a motivation, but it's really a message that I want to carry. So I can't lose orgasm as a title, you know? So my goal is to really be in the gallery and have a visibility as much as possible. That's the number one goal, to spread the message. You need the audience of big visibility to spread the message. And if I want to make money, I need to make money to get into that, but it's not really my first priority, because the woman make me realize that I didn't have to do this to make money, so that I to make money, you need to really do market research, what it's selling, what people like. But I'm really creating what I want to tell the world. I want to tell all the women or men or transgender. So my goal is to be visible as possible to the world, to spread the message. And really, all the support that I get is like my friends and family, they don't have to buy my piece. They just have to, if they tell me like, this is beautiful and this is like speaking to me and I love this piece, that's really like worth buying compliments, you know? And my English is really bad, but let me rephrase it. When I receive compliments, it's really supporting my creative energy. And also, if the piece is sold, also my energy, it's motivating me, but it's the same as compliments, really.
Yeah, money is just an energy as well, really, isn't it? It's a feedback.
Yeah, it's just a small motivation, but it's not my really number one goal to make money. I'm not going to lie, I still have a graphic design job. So I can do my ceramic. So I'm supporting myself to do ceramic. So one day I wanted to be like full-time artist. But
Yeah. No, I think that's definitely the right way around, isn't it? Starting with the message and the mission and the why you're doing it. And then the money is really just an outcome of that, putting that work in, you know.
It's just because I realized the marketing company is really to make money and you do the market research and you really make what to sell. People buy. But like it's not really where I come from. Exactly what you say. Where I'm coming from is that the message I want to tell. I don't care if they want to hear or not. Some people will listen, some people will agree. So I'm looking for that some people.
Yeah, but I think the thing is, like what you're doing is so needed. It's really vital that we have art like this, like you say, just having something that represents that message in your own home. And so I think the business side of it, the growth, the money, and all of that stuff, it will come out of that because the message is pure and it's it's needed, it's necessary. So necessary. So I guess to end then, do you have any advice that you would give to your younger self?
I So when I was pregnant, I remembered all my childhood memories. And it was tough because I remember also some dark memories. And I want to tell her that she doesn't have to fit in a box, really. And everybody is afraid to be different because different is bad. Being different is bad. You need to fit in, you need to be the same. But then don't be afraid to be different. That's, I would say, really, because I always thought confident women, they were born with it. They were born like this. They were like, from the baby, they were confident. I thought they were like confident all the time. But you really need to, it's like a seed. You need to water the confidence. You need to give a light to confidence. And I didn't know how to do that. So my seed remained seed. There was no flowers. So I want her to like discover how to cultivate your confidence, which is starting saying thank you when you receive compliments.
Mm. Yeah, it's so interesting because you just mentioned that like you've come to learn how to receive compliments, and that's, that's the feedback that you get with your brand. So it's like you've come full circle from that girl who couldn't
Yeah,
receive compliments, and now here you are.
yeah. So when I receive some comments and DMs about my artwork, it really, really makes me happy. Yeah, that's like a big, big support.
Yeah, it makes such a difference, doesn't it? Hearing
Yeah,
people's reactions and, like you said, talking to that customer as well. It can just light you up, can't it? Just hearing that your art
yes,
has made a difference in someone's life.
yeah, yeah.
Mm. Yeah. No, that's really beautiful image of, the seed needing to be watered.
Yeah, that's why I make big planters and I put plants in it when I give out to when somebody is buying. It comes with the plants because every time I water them, every time I put the sunlight on them, it's growing and it looks like your confidence is also growing. And that's like really the part of my art with the plants.
Mm. Wow, yeah. I didn't even think of that. That's like a message within a message.
Yeah,
The plant within the sculpture. Yeah, that's
yeah,
lovely.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, amazing. Um, yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you so much for
I
talking
said
to
thank
me.
you.
Yes, thank you. No, yeah, I really love your art, and yeah, amazing what you're doing. I think,
Thank you
yeah,
so
you're going to
much.
go far.
Yes, I have the energy for it. I'm like, I have so much to do. I have so many things in my mind that I want to do. So, hopefully that, yeah, you can keep in touch on my social media and my events. And I think I will launch my newsletter to
Okay.
speak about my personal self-love journey